If Krishna knew the future, if Krishna knew the Chakravyuha could not be escaped, if Krishna knew Abhimanyu would never return, then why did he let him step forward? That question has haunted the Mahabharata longer than any weapon ever did. Because Abhimanyu was not a king blinded by ambition or a warrior hardened by years of bloodshed. He was young, brilliant, earnest. He still carried the softness of someone who believed courage could substitute for completeness. And Krishna knew that softness would not survive the day. The 13th morning of the war did not begin with chaos. It began with strategy. The Kauravas formed the Chakravyuha, a living wheel of death designed not merely to block an army, but to isolate one soul at a time. Its genius was not in violence, but in separation. Outside the formation, the Pandavas recognized the danger immediately. Only a few warriors knew how to enter it. Fewer still knew how to exit. And the one man who knew both, Arjuna, was deliberately lured away. Krishna watched this unfold. He did not interfere with the strategy. He did not warn anyone aloud. He did not rearrange the battlefield. Because war is not where divine correction replaces human responsibility. Abhimanyu stepped forward. No prophecy guided him. No promise protected him. He did not ask whether he would survive. He asked only whether the path forward existed. He had learned the secret of the Chakravyuha before he was born. While still in Subhadra's womb, he listened as Arjuna explained the formation. He learned how to enter. The lesson stopped before the exit. Fate did not interrupt it. Sleep did. That missing knowledge was not destiny. It was incompletion. Krishna knew this. And yet, when Abhimanyu volunteered, Krishna did not stop him. This is the first truth that disturbs people. Krishna does not override choice, even when choice leads to loss. Abhimanyu was not commanded. He was not deceived. He was not pushed. He stepped forward because no one else could. The formation had to be broken, even if breaking it meant someone would not return. Inside the Chakravyuha, Abhimanyu fought with clarity that belonged to someone older than his years. He broke formation after formation, weapon after weapon. He did not fight with desperation. He fought with presence. Outside, the Pandavas tried to reach him. They failed. This failure is often softened by destiny, but it should not be. The elders who should have protected him were blocked. The commanders who designed the strategy underestimated the cost. The war demanded a sacrifice, and a child was available. Krishna allowed the cost to be paid. Inside the circle, the rules of war collapsed. Against one warrior, many attacked. Weapons were shattered, his bow broke, his chariot fell, armor split. The formation that tested entry now tested endurance. Abhimanyu adapted. When weapons failed, he used a wheel. When the wheel broke, he fought with bare hands. When strength failed, he stood anyway. And Krishna still did not intervene. This is where anger rises in the human heart. This is where people ask why divinity watches without saving. But Krishna's silence was not absence. It was refusal. Refusal to erase consequence. Refusal to cleanse injustice with miracle. Refusal to let responsibility dissolve into divine rescue. If Krishna had saved Abhimanyu in that moment, the war would have continued unchanged. The elders would have learned nothing. The violators of dharma would have escaped exposure. The cost of strategy would have vanished. Dharma cannot survive on exceptions. Abhimanyu fell, surrounded, not gloriously, not instantly, but completely. When Arjuna heard the news, the sound that left him was not rage, it was collapse. A father does not measure dharma when his child is gone. He measures emptiness. Krishna did not console him with destiny. He did not justify the loss. He did not explain the future. He stayed silent. Because some grief must be carried without narrative. Abhimanyu's death hardened the war. The Kauravas were no longer enemies. They were violators. The illusion that righteousness would be rewarded gently was destroyed. And Krishna allowed that destruction. Because dharma is not about preserving life at any cost. It is about preserving order, even when life is lost. This is the truth most people avoid. Krishna did not save Abhimanyu's body because saving it would have corrupted meaning. But he preserved something else. Abhimanyu did not beg. He did not retreat. He did not betray himself to survive. He died aligned. In Krishna's eyes, that alignment mattered more than continuation. After the war, when victory lay hollow and grief sat heavier than crowns, Abhimanyu's absence echoed louder than triumph. The Pandavas had won everything and lost what could never be replaced. Krishna did not undo that loss. He allowed it to remain, because memory is part of balance. This is where Krishna's philosophy becomes unbearable. He does not promise protection from suffering. He promises that suffering will not be meaningless if one stands correctly within it. Abhimanyu's death was not the will of God. It was the consequence of war meeting incompletion. Krishna did not cause it. He did not prevent it. He allowed it, because dharma does not bend to emotion, even divine emotion. If Krishna had intervened every time innocence was threatened, the Mahabharata would end in the first chapter. Instead, it unfolds into a mirror where humanity must face what it creates. Krishna protects integrity, not attachment. He protects alignment, not survival. He protects truth, not comfort. And that protection is often mistaken for cruelty. So now the question turns toward us. If Krishna stands with you, but does not save you from loss, if he preserves your soul, but allows your world to break, if he lets you walk into battles you cannot return from, would you still call him compassionate? Or would you finally understand what compassion means in a world governed by consequence? Comment your thoughts now.